and the year later they actually drop off. You don't want to be one of those kind of organization or an individual who achieves something and then falls off. Okay, so you have to continuously grow. Now talk about BAT. My first job, I joined this organization thanks to Sir, the great education I got from one of the most for money business school in the world. It is probably the cheapest business education you can get in the world, I think. And that's why the country, I'm so indebted, because the citizens paid for my education. Okay? Yes, I had to qualify, but to pay for this amazing education, the government paid for it, frankly, subsidized, isn't it? So I got that benefit, and we joined BAT straight out of the university, and I have not worked for anybody else in 17 years. And I tell you a secret, I've even not sat for another interview after the first one. Okay? So the reason is, this company kept me very busy, and it didn't even allow me time to go for higher studies or think of something else. Every single day there was new challenge, every single year there was something new thrown at me, and they didn't stop teaching me or coaching me through people from different part of the world. So all the professors from different very, very important universities came to teach us on management practices, leadership, and all sorts of things. So a lot of training and all that was there provided. The thing that really made me hooked on to BAT is not the success, not the opportunities, not all those things. There's certain 4 things, the guiding principles this company has. Okay? It is not like any other company. I don't know how many companies had this kind of thing, but my experience is only with BAT. There are 4 things. One thing is to have a guiding principle and a vision and all those. And the other thing is to live those. And I'll tell you with my experience how the company lives it. The guiding principles are open-mindedness. Okay? This company truly believes in open-minded thinking. You can have any idea that you can bring in. Okay? And there was one point in time when I was a marketing director, and my area director, the GM or CEO, wanted to make a pricing decision, which I felt was not the right one. And I said to him, I don't agree with you, sir. And by the way, there is no sir culture in the company. Actually, it's very casual. So we fought about the logic. I was saying we should not do this. He was saying you should do this, for a full afternoon. Okay? And we then decided that let's sleep over it, because it's a very, very important decision. It involves a lot of money and a lot of volume and share. And we slept over it. We came back at 9 o'clock the next day with both a lot of logic and analysis. And we fought till 11 o'clock. And then my boss said, okay, I see your point. Okay, so he accepted my decision. And the best thing is, he had already communicated to his regional director that we will be doing this decision. So he had communicated that. So the open-minded practice of this company was very simple, that he understood my logic, he bought into it, and he called his boss and he explained to the boss that my decision was wrong. These are the new logics Rizada has given to me, and we are going with this. Okay. You do not see these values in many places in the world. Forget Bangladesh. Boss is always right. Boss is not always right in our culture, and we've grown up with that belief that I've seen that my boss is doing to me, I try to do it with my direct reports. Okay? So open-mindedness in practice. Strength from diversity is another word. So we truly believe that people are diverse. Our product offers need to be diverse. We do not believe in one size fits all. All of these are there. So there are a lot of brand offers that we actually cater to the world. Unlike our competition, who believes in one size fits all, one brand for the globe. Okay, we have multiple offers. And the most important thing is we believe in individuals. So the brave company picks up a guy from Bangladesh, third world, promotes him and sends him to New Zealand. With my case, this has happened. When they asked me to go to New Zealand, I was like, are you really sure? I said, yeah. Not only we are sending you to New Zealand, we're promoting you also. And I went to that country thinking that I will be learning a lot. It's a developed world and all those things. In first month, I figured out I know quite a bit more than these guys. Okay. So the company knew that the basics, the best practices are very good in Bangladesh. This guy can contribute in New Zealand where the practices are not there, so he can help. At the same time, it will help me grow my confidence. So it was a win-win for the company. Today, Japan, a big hit. So you have to be an entrepreneur, you have to try a few things and be ready to fail. As a young man, I don't have the money to try and fail. The company gave me the opportunity. Like I said, I have launched brands that failed on day 2. I've launched few brands that have been successful as well. But the entrepreneurial spirit is there. If you bring an idea, you can test it out. And in our industry, if you launch 10 offers, one of them succeeds. It's very, very simple. It's like that. And what's the last one, Fatima? I forgot. Enterprising spirit, I've said. Strength from diversity, I've said. Sorry? Open-mindedness, I've also said. There is one more. Will come to me. So what I'm saying is that this company believes in these values, they put it up and they practice it. And the reason why we are successful around 180 countries in the world is because we believe in the diversity. We work with different individuals. A meeting, I can tell you, we were in a restaurant in London, outside of London actually, and there were 13 of us, there was one Englishman. And we were joking to him that we tried to order fish and chips and the restaurant ran out, but they had chicken curry. So we were actually joking to him that your country has been taken over by us, which is every day probably growing in reality. So it is a multicultural company and it has these values that it lives on its own. I play cricket inside the company. There is a small ground. And I play with not managers, also the unionized employees at the same time. So the MD playing cricket with the shop floor employee who's making cigarettes in the factory. Okay? It's a regular thing in our company. And we have family days all together. That's how the life is in BAT. So I would like to take questions from you now. Any questions that you may have. Yes, go ahead.
Good afternoon, this is Asha Hanam from Media Studies and Journalism Department. So actually I have 2 questions.
Go ahead.
Okay, number 1 is how important it is for the youth to play vital role in leadership. And number 2 is, as we have heard, you are one of the Bangladeshi who is playing the role managing director in BAT. So while playing the role, what are the challenges you met and what are your own strategies that you use to overcome all those challenges? Thank you.
Very big one. The leadership one, the first question, the leadership role that you need to play as youths. Okay? Leadership is everywhere. If you do not lead, then nothing is progresses. So if you find in your class, you'll find that some natural leaders are there. Okay? When an assignment is given, when a picnic is organized, some people stand up anyhow. They come forward. Okay? That is leadership. That person takes an extra energy, an extra initiative. Okay? When I was in IBA, I played cricket like Sar said, and my ambition was to become the captain of the team. And I started organizing the team, I started taking the responsibilities. And year 2, I became the captain, year 2, year 3. And I enjoyed thoroughly leading that team. A collection of equals in a cricket team, everybody is equal. Okay? And guess what? At my interview, that's what they asked the most. What did you do to lead the team? What thinking, what kind of style you actually adopted? So you have opportunity to lead anywhere, starting even from a class party. Okay? That's where you bring in your creativity, your new ideas. You unleash yourself. Okay? So grab any opportunity to lead. And as you are growing up, as you are taking more responsibilities, start trying to fix things that are not right to you. And start small, but think big. Once you achieve 1 or 2 successes, you can grow your wings. You can think bigger. Okay? You saw my video. I only said maybe I want to be a head of brand. I didn't know what I was saying. Okay? But once I said it, I started dreaming, believing in it. And I got there. As I was seeing that I will make it as head of brand, I started thinking, what next after that? Okay? My ambition was to become the MD of this company. I achieved that. Now I'm thinking, what next? So you keep on growing your dream as well. Okay? The second question was how I did what I did or something. Okay? There's no rocket science in it. Okay? All the virtues that I mentioned, not necessarily I was a genius and I figured it out and I did all of those things. But what actually I was trying to say is these are the values that I learned through my journey and I'm trying to share it with you guys. Okay? There's no shortcut to hard work. From day one, you have to work hard. You have to find out what you need to do. Learn as much as you can. Be curious. Like I was trying to say that I was doing marketing, I tried to understand how corporate social responsibility of an organization is done. How do we plant trees and how do we do other things? How do you engage with the government? What kind of revenue contribution you are doing? How you can actually improve the company's performance by pricing better. Okay. So all of these things you have to just follow. That have the curiosity, try to understand, and be humble about what you are achieving. I can say I've worked 17 years in British American Tobacco, in Bangladesh, and New Zealand, Australia, and Pakistan. Okay? And I was also responsible for Sri Lanka and Afghanistan and Maldives. And I can tell you, I do not have a single known enemy in the company. I cannot say that this person has a serious conflict with me and maybe trying to work against me. I do not have a single one. Okay, so try to respect others, try to work with them and grow from others as well. And don't forget to learn from the mistakes others are making. Rather than you making that mistake and learning from it, which is called the School of Hard Knocks, watch what others are doing. Everybody around you are making mistakes, maybe not learning from that, but you should learn from it. Okay. That I used a lot in my career. And the other thing is, there was a book I was reading which says an athlete cannot win a race with money in his pocket. He needs to run with a dream and believe in his heart. Okay? And run as fast as he can. Good example, went to New Zealand. I got a promotion, as I mentioned. Okay? It never happened. They gave me a promotion. I went there as group brand manager for the premium brands. So the market was divided into two. There was a guy looking after premium, guy looking after the lower price, value for money brands. So 1 year later, my boss said, this guy who's looking after the value for money brands is moving to another market. And I'm not going to fill that role. I'm going to make you look after the entire portfolio. You cool with that? And I said, yeah, sure, why not? I did not ask him how much more you're going to pay me. Okay. I saw an opportunity, I could actually manage the entire portfolio. What a great idea. And as I was doing it, 1 year later, they made me the head of brand, gave me the promotion, gave me everything that comes with it. Okay? So I did not ask for any of the international postings that I got in BAT. The company gave it to me because of my learning opportunities. Okay? But I did want this job of managing director because that's the pride factor. And I could have chosen to go anywhere else in the world. My first choice was to come back to Bangladesh and be the first managing director, if I could. Okay? So be proud of your country, be proud of what you are. Never shy away, because no matter how far you run, Made in Bangladesh will be in your heart, in your system. You cannot rub it out. Okay, and that's what you should be proud of. Question number 2, 3. Yes, please.
Thank you for your amazing speech, and we really loved it. I was like, University of Liverpool is kind of a different university, as you must know that you are a sort of human, sir. And we, the things that you have said already, and we somehow try to practice all this stuff. We practice leadership, we practice team buildings, and I must, I'm just wondering to know one thing that you have achieved pretty clearly is like, in the market corporate world, there is a reputation that you have. It's like your workers share your inspiration. As a managing director, you have, you are always inspired. You're working for BAT all the time. You're like really hard and fast. You have to complete your task. But inspiring the workers level, it's the lower end, the last loop, is quite a bit difficult. How do you do that? And your workers are like, pretty inspired. That we have learned that they're pretty inspired. They do things properly and they own the company. How did you transfer your inspiration to that level?
The first thing is we do not have the glass ceilings. Okay? If you go to our factory, you'll see we have one canteen. The workers that you say, I say those are my employees, my colleagues. And they are my teammates in the cricket field as well. So I have lunch with them, sitting next to each other, sharing the same plate, same food, same everything. Okay? So the starting point is to respect every single individual. Okay? And you are talking about the workers in our factory. I can tell you, go to any of the market, pick up a distribution van where we sell cigarettes. Those are our distributors' employees. And you ask them, who do you work for? You would say, I work for BAT. You know why? Because we train them, we look after them. When they're sick, we give them their holidays, we give the values. If they have kids, we send them greetings, sweets, we share their loves and joys. Okay? So we do not manage people as employees, we manage them as individuals, no matter which role they are in. And that's where the guiding principle helps us. And that's what I was saying. From the center, these are practiced. These are the things that are preached on us to follow. And of course, at the same time, we do pay fairly. Okay? And there are times when obviously people want more, everybody wants more, I want more. Okay? We are fair in communicating what are the terms and conditions. Okay? So we try to do that. We are not perfect. We do have strikes in our factories, by the way, but very rare occasions. Okay? But the union leaders that we have, they also are leaders on their own rights. They also believe in the betterment of the company, and that's how it is. Okay? Questions? Or we wrap it up now?
Thank you, give me chance. Sir, I have a question that is, are you love your job or love the British American Tobacco Bangladesh Limited?
Sorry, say that again. Do I love my job
or company? British American Tobacco Bangladesh Limited company.
It's the same thing to me, isn't it? The job is great, and I work for the company. There is nothing wrong. Are you trying to ask the question about tobacco and its problems? No? So it is a job, and it is a fantastic company. There is always that question about tobacco stigma.
What he meant actually is like,
yeah.
Really what he meant. There is a saying that love your job, don't love the companies, and don't fall in love with it. So how do you explain that in terms of British American? Like, believe me.
It's hard because, like you heard Zubair, our head of trade, he was saying it's my second love. Okay, so as you work in a place for a long time, you do fall in some sort of real emotional attachment. You can't hide it. We are probably one of the very few companies in the country who have an ex-managers club. They congregate regularly and talk amongst themselves and enjoy each other's company. We often invite our ex-managers anytime we are doing anything big, celebration or launches. So we keep in touch. So we are very, very proud community, and it's not like only working. If you leave us, you still are part of us. Okay, that's how we work. Yes, please.
Can I know your horoscope, and do you believe in bad lucks? That's it.
Yes, I do believe in bad lucks. It happens to me all the time when I'm batting. I get out and I wish I had said my prayer and I could hit a 4. Yes, I do believe in bad luck. Bad luck, yes, you do have bad lucks. But what I said is the resilience. You need to have that resilience to overcome what you think is a bad luck. You have to be sure that you have not really made mistakes, or you could have done something better. And there are times when you have tried, you've done everything right, and it's just bad luck, okay? Somebody else made a decision or made a choice that you just couldn't do anything about, okay? I'll tell you a very simple example. This year the government increased the tax rates at the highest percentage, okay? Fact of life in our industry. So it ruined my bonus. I call that just bad luck. Can't do anything about it. Okay? It was going fantastic till mid-year, and I was looking at a fantastic year, but you know, we tried to explain logic and all that. I don't mind higher tax. I just hope that the government took the prices higher so that I could pay for it. So it's bad luck. It happens. Horoscope. Oh God, I don't believe in those. I think it's Capricorn because I was born in the last day of the year.
Last question.
Okay.
We all know that the corporate world is full of competition, or to be said in the general language is politics. So how do you manage those politics which you have faced in your career? And do you think this politics is helpful for your employees? And as an MD, BAT, do you ever took any initiative to minimize those politics, or do you think this is necessary to minimize those politics?
As human beings, politics will be there. Okay, we try to have a club, we try to have a clout, and we try to influence others. It will be there. You cannot eradicate it. Okay, what you should have is healthy competition. Okay, and like I said, that I have grown faster than a lot of people in the corporate life. Okay, so the people who were my bosses, I've crossed them along the way as well. But I have never seen anybody feeling jealous, hostile towards me. One thing that is great in this company is that people appreciated that maybe I have better talent, maybe I was doing better things, maybe my stars were better, whatever. But they didn't believe that my success was a failure for them, or they were trying to backstab me or anything. So somehow we have this culture in the company. Okay? So once somebody gets promoted, the peers actually celebrate, and they're only looking for when that treat is going to come. So they are not going to say bad things about their individual, oh, he got it unfairly, this and that. So we try to ensure that all the promotion and the progression, the posting decisions are as fair as possible. But you can never be fair because as human, we will make mistakes, and no matter whether you take the right decision, somebody may feel differently. But what we try to do is to provide the explanation why we have done what we have done. So as an MD, yes, I know there are politics in the organization, but we try to minimize it and make sure that it does not affect our judgment. Okay, and that's why we have certain practices in the organization which tries to minimize the impact of it. So decisions are not made by one individual, it is made by a committee. That's how you minimize it a little bit.